Hi there, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for June. And the month begins with a big emphasis on your relationships, with the Sun in your sector of partners. And it's forging a terrific angle with Mars in the first 3 or 4 days, giving you an opportunity to be really proactive. So if there is somebody you really like, this can be a good time to be bold and show confidence in reaching out to make the connection. Also, if you're in a relationship or a friendship with someone where you really get on well and you enjoy sort of setting each other challenges, this can be super. So if you have a tennis partner or a badminton partner or a running partner, this can be an absolutely ace aspect to drive the partnership forwards. Venus, the planet of love, begins this month in quite a practical location for you and forges a really sweet link with Neptune in week 1 too. This may see you doing something to improve the dynamic at home, and you can use quite a lot of artistry and flair when it comes to improving your comfort. Perhaps you're going to use these skills in your garden in some way. Now this month does begin, unfortunately, with Mars actually forging a less positive angle, and this one is to Pluto. The suggestion here is that if you have some long-term goals and you're quite idealistic about how these are going to pan out, the realism that Pluto brings to situations, because it's about power and it is influencing your financial sector, suggests something might shift, and it may seem to shift beyond your control, which could be frustrating, and you may feel very angry about this. Try to count to 10. Mercury is going to be twisting backwards from the 7th, and Mercury is in the part of your scope that is to do with shared finances. So there may be something that you're going to learn, and it won't be until the middle of July that this tangle is completely resolved. There may be more dialogue that's going to occur on the back of the full moon of the 13th and in the second half of this month as Mercury moves in its retrograde through Gemini and Venus joins this sector on the 23rd. But before then, Venus is going to be forging a fantastic link to Pluto. So if you are realistic, you can come out of this situation with something okay. Also, Venus then goes face to face with Saturn, and Saturn is in a more psychological part of your scope. It's possible that you're going to find that one relationship will come to a close, and it may be a professional one. Try to be philosophical about this too. Now, the big influence of this month, however, I think does start to shape up on the 10th, when Mars goes directly opposite Uranus. Now, you're somebody who loves the bold, the large, the big picture, and there may be something very dramatic that's going to happen in this last 20 days of the month. It could be around a relationship or your love life. It can be sudden, dramatic breakthroughs. It can see you very energized, working very hard, but also you may have to be on your toes. Something can happen completely randomly that you're just not expecting. Now we get then into week 3. The Sun moves out of Gemini into Cancer. It's actually going to forge a great link with Neptune in the last few days of this month, and there is a full moon which occurs on the 28th. Perhaps this is the time when you really get to grips with what's been happening this month, but just be conscious that Venus moves into a great area for you on the 23rd. But what somebody tells you may not be particularly honest in the final days of the month. So if there is someone you really fancy and you're reaching out to them and it all seems to be hunky-dory, but there's a little voice in the back of your head saying something's not quite right, I think you need to listen to it, because deception is possible either in a financial context or in a more intimate one. So keep your wits about you. That is going to be important. But if you're hoping to do something around your home, around some improvements, then the last few days of the month can be a time when you make fantastic progress. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Sagittarius. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.